What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Run It Up Podcast. I'm your host, Najee Adams, and you know I got my guy with me today.
Yeah.
Jalaal. Sandy, how you doing, bro? How you been?
Grinding, brother. Grinding.
Yeah. My boy in that hotel, that telly getting turned for the new job. Heard you?
Yeah. Now I'm moving this weekend. This shit is ass.
Do you get like what are you moving to?
As
like
long as it's
apartment?
under like I'm gonna get an apartment. As long as it's under like the per diem amount, they don't care.
That's fire.
So I was like, yeah, I'm getting up out of here.
That's fire.
Wi-Fi stinks.
Go get you an apartment, boy.
Yeah, man. I can't do this shit.
But yeah, we haven't recorded in a minute. It's been a little all over the place. The goal for now on, though, is to record every weekend, some sort of, whether it's Sunday, Monday, some kind of weekly flow. Hold us accountable, please. NBA season coming back soon. We're about to be absolutely locked. So on this week's episode, we're just going to talk. We're 5 weeks through the NFL season now. We're just going to talk about our 5 takeaways that we have come to after 5 weeks of football have been played. And then we're going to go through all the week 6 games and give our picks. We want to keep track of our picks moving forward and do like a pick 'em. And by the end of the year, see what our records are, that kind of thing. So we're going to keep track for like the rest of the weeks going forward. That'll be at the end of the episode. But yeah, before we get into it, make sure you guys subscribe to Run It Up Podcast everywhere the podcasts are found: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. You know the drill. If you listen to podcasts, leave a 5-star rating and review. Find us on Twitter at Run It Up Pod, me on Twitter at Najee Adams _ Jalaal on Twitter at JSandy45 _ Before we get into it, song of the week, my brother, what have you been listening to lately?
I'm looking right now. I'm gonna go with Joey Badass. The song is called Dark Aura. It's the first song off his latest album. I like the album. It wasn't like nothing crazy to me. You know how he was talking crazy, trying to get into these artificial rap beats with people, and I thought, he would come with like some, not like, I don't know, hip hop's in a weird place right now, but it's a cool album overall. But I was kind of disappointed, I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I have not listened to no albums, bro. Like, I didn't listen to Cardi's album, like Cardi B. I did not listen to her album.
I never finished it.
Yeah, I want to give it a run. I did not listen to the Joey Badass joint. I've been slacking on music, I'm not gonna lie. My song of the week, me and Christy have been putting together a playlist of perfect songs for jokes. And so mine is Skywalker by Miguel. That shit, whenever that shit comes on, bro, I'm like, yo, this shit is like, it's just vibey. Like that, it's a perfect song for me and her. So yeah, Skywalker by Miguel featuring Travis Scott is my song of the week.
Miguel got some shits, man.
He got some shit. He got some shit. He's low key underrated. Miguel got some shit. And yeah, when I was thinking about the song, I was like, damn, I didn't even remember Travis Scott was featured on this. But yeah, that shit it's a fire song. But yeah, if we want to just dive into our top 5 takeaways 5 weeks through the NFL season, what is you can start it off, bro. What's your number one takeaway so far?
You want me to go like, because I got an honorable mention too. You want me to start with that?
Actually, yeah, start with the honorable. Like, we could just do 1 type shit. So yeah, go for your honorable mention.
All right. So my honorable mention, and this is kind of based off this past week, but also based off how I feel about this team in general. The Arizona Cardinals are an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, tell your man.
Listen, he was texting me the other day, and I said, if y'all lose to the Titans, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Go Mahomes. Let's fucking go. Anyway.
Did Mahomes get a rushing touchdown? We're recording this as the Jags and Chiefs are playing. So.
and I have a dynasty matchup going on as we speak. It's a hood classic. So good shit, Patty. But yeah, he was like, I said, hey, if y'all lose to the Titans, I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, I don't love y'all offense. I don't love y'all quarterback. Don't love y'all coaching. And honestly, it was like the worst. It was like watching a nightmare that you knew was gonna happen. As soon as Amari DiMercato did the drop the ball before
Deshaun Jackson.
It's crazy because I'm like, Why does nobody remember Deshaun Jackson doing this like twice early in his career? And he was known for that and got pulled off the field. I don't
Malachi
know, bro.
Corley did it last year.
Malachi Corey did it last
A.D.
year.
Mitchell.
Yeah, bro. Like, what's good with these dudes? But all in all, like, I'm not a fan of what the Cardinals are doing offensively. Defensively, they're okay. Like, they're drafted Will Johnson. They bought in pieces like David Collins is a really, really good football player. Buda Baker is really, really good, but like they're just so mid. And they like every year they're like, let's put all our trust in Kyler Murray. I'm like, bro, what is this? Year 6? I want to say year 6 of Kyler Murray. And y'all haven't gotten to the playoffs one time. Granted, the one year I thought they were about to get to the playoffs, I think Kyler Murray tore his ACL towards the end of the year. So outside of that one year, Kyler Murray has been statistically not that bad. But when you watch the Cardinals, there's just certain things that's like, bro, you should be able to, as a number 1 pick and a dude that's making like $45 million a year, you should be making these plays regularly. And they put that type of onus on you as the leader of the team. Mm-hmm. But I don't really think he's a leader. I think their running back room is in shambles. James Conner's out for the season. Trey Benson's on IR. So now they're running a committee with Michael Carter and Amari DiMercato and Bam Knight, and it's looking real bad. Marvin Harrison had one of the best catches of the day yesterday, and I think that catch went for like 54 yards or something like that, and he ended with 78. What are we? It's the same thing we was talking about like 3 weeks ago. Marv had not a great game, but a really good game against the Seahawks, caught a touchdown, had 60 plus yards, 6 catches. And then you come back this week, he explodes on the first play of the game and nothing. It's like, yeah, we're going to run this little Michael Wilson. Trey McBride didn't even do, like, that's what's crazy. I'm like, what were y'all doing?
Yeah, they're giving it to Bam Knight.
Yeah, the Titans defense is not like, it's not bad. Like they've got some good players on defense, but their offense is so bad that their defense is on the field more than half the time. So like at some point you got to tire down the defense, and it just seemed like they had nothing going. And even towards the end of the game, I'm like, okay, y'all are. I think they were up 4 or 3, and it was 3rd and 9, and they ran the ball. I'm like, what are y'all doing? And it was like right at the 2-minute warning, either right before or right after. I was kind of like paying attention, not paying attention, because it was red zone and I was trying to study a little bit. But like I noticed the assery that I was watching.
Yeah. You know ass when you see ass.
Yeah, like I could recognize some ass, and I know I ain't never seen no ass like that. I know that for a fact. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about the Cardinals, bro. I don't know like what. You can't really blow it up, because honestly, I'm looking at I've been watching a lot more college football this year, more than I did last year. I don't see a quarterback right now that's coming out that is going to change somebody's franchise, bro.
Not good. Like Dante Moore, maybe.
Fernando Mendoza. Dante Moore, solid. Drew Allar, shitter.
Nuss.
Yeah, Garrett Nussmeier, ass.
Arch not having. He leaving Texas, boy. He transferring.
And Lenore Sellers looks like a project, which we already knew. So it's not like, but there's not that one gotta have it prospect. So like teams that really need a quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. And so like before I get my honorable mention, you were talking about Kyler Murray. I do think he's in a weird tier of quarterback that like it's like too good to bench or move on from and not good enough to actually win anything of value with. So like I'm curious. Shout out to the TikTok. We about to get pumping on there again. I'm gonna say a quarterback. You tell me if they're better than Kyler Murray or not. Right now, currently today. So Kyler Murray or his NFC West man Sam Darnold. Right now. This season,
I would take Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's been playing really well this season, and he played well last season. He was just ass in the playoffs. But overall, I think he's given the Seahawks more than Kyler Murray has.
I'm with you, Sam Darnold. Nope, lie. Kyler Murray or Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray or Geno Smith.
Kyler Murray. Geno Smith is dog shit, brother.
He's horrible. He's
bad.
fucking horrible. Kyler Murray or Caleb Williams?
Ooh. Jury's still out on Caleb. He had 2 bad games and then 1 good game. And then another game. Low key, they might be in the same tier right now.
Yeah,
because they kind of make the same types of mistakes. They kind of both thrive in getting outside of the pocket and making
one's in year 2 and one's in year
one's in years like 6, 7. The other one's in year 2. Slight edge to Kyler, but like they kind of in around the same tier for me.
Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers? Imagine asking that 3 years ago.
I know. I mean, like, Rodgers hasn't been bad, but like he hasn't really done anything special. Like, I feel like he's just doing enough to get the job done. But they're 3-1, so like, you could throw the ball. Oh Lord. That's tough. If I had to pick a quarterback to lead my team, I would take Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Right now.
I got a few more for you. Kyler Murray or Brock Purdy?
Purdy.
Okay. Kyler Murray or Tua?
Kyler
Murray, last one. Kyler Murray or Daniel Jones?
I'm about to say Bryce Young. Oh. Daniel Jones been really good this year too.
Very good.
Daniel Jones been hooping this year. Like I can't definitively say. I mean, here's the thing: Kyler Murray is more talented than probably all the people you named, outside of maybe Caleb Williams. But it don't matter. Like at some point, talent is just unproven potential. Like we can't just keep saying he's talented. He's ass. That's what it is. Like we just gonna call it how it is, bro. Anthony Richardson talented as shit. He's ass.
Yeah.
Like that. Listen, that's the reality.
So you would take Daniel Jones
today? Yes. Do you think if Kyler Murray was a quarterback of the Colts, I don't think their offense would look as good. No.
Because Steichen needs someone that's going to operate within structure and find the man he wants open, not Marv. Like that's not what he's looking for. So I think that the Colts would be worse if they had Kyler at QB. That's not to say, like you said, that Kyler isn't more talented.
Takeaway because you had the Kyler Murray questions ready.
I didn't. I just went to the Ringer does a QB list, and I was just going off QBs by him. I actually don't have a Cardinals take. I thought about it, but I was like, I won't. My honorable mention is that the Bengals are just not a serious organization. Like they're just not a serious football organization. Like I understand. Well, one, you have 44.4% of your entire team salary cap locked up into 3 players: Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Joe Burrow goes down early week 2. You still manage to claw that game out. You still manage to win. You decide to roll out Jake Browning. You think that, oh my God, like we can tread water with Jake Browning. Joe Burrow, turf toe, he might be back in December around like week 15, 16. All we got to do is stay afloat until Joe Burrow comes back and we can maybe make a playoff push. We're now in week 5. Jake Browning looks like the worst quarterback in the NFL. He has how many interceptions? It's something insane. It's like he has like 7 or 8 interceptions. And he's just not. I just think it's very clear that you can't win a football. Like you're not going to make the playoffs with Jake Browning. There's nothing more here to prove. And so for the Bengals to sit here, Jake Browning has 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He's behind only Geno Smith, who has 9 interceptions. So for you to think like, hey, it's not like the AFC North is shut. Like the Ravens are having their worst season since 2015. The Browns are horrible. The Steelers have a 41-year-old at quarterback and don't look that good, to be honest. Like the division is for the taking. Like the division is open.
Wide open.
You trade a 5th or whatever for Russ. And I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is some amazing quarterback. He's fucking better than Jake Browning. He just is. He's better than Jake Browning. You trade for Jameis Winston. He's better than Jake Browning. The Falcons are being all fucking weird with Kirk Cousins, so maybe you can't trade for him. Go get Kenny Pickett. Like, he's better than Jake Browning. Like, there's a lot of things that he is. He looked decent on the Eagles last year. But I'm saying, like, Jake Browning is not the answer. For you to sit here and be like, we're just going to waste the season. When the fucking division is there for the taking, that is crazy to me. And so for me, the Bengals they just continue to prove that, like, outside of that Super Bowl year, they're just not a good, serious, real football franchise or organization.
No. Their whole payroll is 4 players.
Yeah. And Trey Hendrickson get up out of there. So,
and when one of them get hurt, they turn around and shrug their shoulders because they don't know what to do. They should have traded T. Higgins. They had 2 opportunities to trade T. Higgins, and they should have traded Trey Hendrickson. You could have got for Trey Hendrickson. You could have got a second and a third. You could have got a second and a third for T. Higgins. You paid Jamar. You paid Joe Burrow. Nobody's gonna blame you for that.
Yeah. You draft a receiver and you call it and keep it pushing.
Now you gotta all your picks gotta go towards defense. Now you pressing for an elite defensive prospect that might not be that good. Shamar Stewart looks all right, but like their defense is still dog shit.
Their offensive line is horrific still to this day. One of the worst offensive lines in football. They can't run the ball. Chase Brown is getting tackled 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage every touch. And yeah, it's just not a serious franchise. And they just continue to prove that. Like, Joe Burrow truly saved their lives. Like Joe, if it is not for Joe Burrow being who he is, the Bengals are probably the worst franchise in football right now. Realistically, like
we know. No. The Jets are still the worst franchise in football.
Oh my God, that's literally one of my takeaways. One of my takeaways is the Jets are the worst team in football.
Mine is the Jets curse is real. Yeah, bro. But no, I think like even with that, like saying Joe Burrow saved their franchise, they rely so heavily on him. If he goes down, their season is over.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, granted, it's supposed to be like that, but I've seen Tom Brady go down and their backup come in and win like 9 games. They didn't make the playoffs, but they won 9 games. And then we've seen like, I'm trying to think of like another quarterback
like Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
they lost their starter.
And he's serviceable. Like, I'm not saying Jake Brown is supposed to win you games, but he should not be throwing 8 picks to 6 touchdowns, actively losing you games. Like, come on.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel looks better than Jake Brown.
Yeah. And so that was my honorable mention. My first real takeaway is, listen, the Seahawks are a top 4 team in the NFC. I just can't prove it yet. But I will say,
talent perspective?
just an overall top 4 team. The only teams that I would take ahead of them are the Eagles, the Lions, and the Packers. I know we just lost to the Bucks. I think we're better than the Bucks. I know we lost to the Niners. I think we're better than the Niners. I just can't prove it yet, but I think that we're a top 4 team in the NFC. And you might wonder why. And like, I don't think it's that crazy of a hot take, because like I think the national media is starting to come around to like, oh, the Seahawks are kind of good. But coming into the season, I had to listen to everyone and their mom say we downgraded that quarterback. That's not true. We traded away our best wide receiver. I mean, I think right now Jackson Smith-Njigba is a better wide receiver than DK Metcalf has ever been in his entire career. I think like we flipped play callers. I think our offense right now is 10 times better with Clint Kubiak than it was with Ryan Grubb. Right now we're the number 2 team in DVOA behind only the Lions. Through 5 weeks, I said top 10 in our group chat, and he's not top 10. I'll let that die. I'm going to say top 12, though. Sam Darnold looks like a top 12 QB in the NFL, and I'm only saying that because we did have to hear that Geno Smith is a better quarterback than him, and that's just not true. He's number 1 in EPA per play, number 1 in success rate, number 1 in PFF grade, number 1 in yards per attempt. So it's not like he's a check down merchant. He's airing that bitch.
Bro, get the shit on, bro.
Yeah. Number 3 in passer rating, number 2 in QBR. JSN has been a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. He's 2nd in receiving yards, and he's 50 yards behind Puka with 20 less targets. Like, He has damn near been the best receiver in the league through 5 weeks. He has the most receiving yards per target, the highest yards per route run, the most plays of 20-plus receiving yards this season. He's one of only 2 players averaging 90-plus receiving yards a game. Like, Ken Walker leads the NFL in explosive rushing rate. He's the number 1 graded PFF runner. Our O-line has been a drastic jump. We have the top 4 rushing defense in the NFL. Like, the only reason we lost, we lost to the Bucs, it was a shootout, one of the better games of the NFL season so far. We were absolutely decimated in the secondary. Devon Witherspoon was out. Julian Love was out. Reek Woolen got a concussion halfway through the game. It was Nick Emanwari's first game back after missing pretty much all of the season so far. DeMarcus Lawrence was out. Like, it was a lot going on. It was a lot going on. And granted, the Bucs were also missing 2 of their top 4 players on offense. They were down Bucky Irvin, down Mike Evans, and they still found a way to win. I just want to say now, though, I think we're a better team than the Bucs and we're a better team than the Niners, even though those are 2 of our losses. I truly believe that. I love the way that we look so far. I do believe in us. We play the Jags next week. It's belt to ass. And then the schedule doesn't get easier. So we're going to have to figure out sooner or later what kind of team we are. But I think that's my first takeaway.
So I'm going to mix mine up just so we can stay on topic. One of my takeaways is the league is wide open. The league is on both sides, and then to piggyback off of that, which is another one of my takeaways. Super Bowls are not won in September. We are now moving into not mid-season, but the early quarter of the season is over. So you really start to find out who teams really are. The Chargers are already falling at the knees, as I predicted. The Chiefs look like the Chiefs again, which I also predicted.
So did I.
And there's a lot of 4-1 teams that I don't feel like are really good 4-1 teams. Like, let me just pull up the standings so I don't get it wrong. But like, for example, the first team that comes to mind, the 49ers. Now, granted, if I had to pick someone to be coach of the year, it might be Kyle Shanahan right now. It's either him or Shane Steichen, because the 49ers are out here playing with Jake Tonges. Mac Jones has started like 3 games. Christian McCaffrey is the only weapon that they have out there every game. Their number 1 wide receiver is on the PUP. George Kittle is on IR. Ricky Pearsall, I think, missed the game last week. Jawan Jennings was hurt at some point. So at one point, their number 1 receiver was Demarcus Robinson. I don't even remember who their number 1 receiver was on Thursday. But they walk into LA and they beat the Rams. I'm like, okay, cool. But at the same time, they've had a cupcake schedule. So I'm looking at the 4-1 teams. The Eagles, 4-1, cool. 49ers, 4-1 is a little shaky. But honestly, like, I think there are 3 really good teams in y'all division. Like, I think the 49ers are solid. I think y'all are good. I think the Rams are good. And then the Lions, legit 4-1. They're back to being the Lions. And then I go to the AFC, and the Colts are 4-1. I'm not fully bought in yet.
It should be 5-0.
It should be 5-0. But I'm not fully bought into the Colts yet. Like, they had a great win against the Broncos. And then who else did they beat? I said it yesterday. I can't remember. But they've had 2 good wins. The other ones they played, the Raiders.
They beat the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Titans, and the Raiders. So I guess you could say the Dolphins is a decent win.
No, yeah, Dolphins are ass. The Titans are ass, and the Raiders are ass. So they beat the Broncos, and they lost to the Rams. And they should have beaten the Rams, but the L is an L. It is what it is. I'm not fully bought on the Colts yet, but my point is the league is wide open. Lamar Jackson is down, so the AFC just got shaken up. I'm waiting to see who's going to be the next quarterback to really step up. So far, it's been Daniel Jones. Joe Burrow goes down. So, again, another AFC quarterback down. The Jets have been wiped off the face of the earth. The Dolphins are complete dog shit. I love what I saw from Drake May last night. Great win for the Patriots. Outside of the Bills and the Chiefs on the AFC side, it's an open field for everybody else that's competing for a playoff spot. And then on the NFC side, it's the Eagles, it's the Lions. I still think the Packers are a contender. They've been a little bit shitty the last few weeks, but hopefully they get that shit fixed up on bye. Oh, I forgot about the Buccaneers. Not buying into them either. Every game they win is a close game. And I remember there was a Vikings team with I don't remember who the quarterback was. It's probably Kirk Cousins. They went like 13-3, and they went 10-1 in close games, and then they went to the playoffs and got smacked up by Daniel Jones. So winning close games is never like playing in 10, 11, 12 close games throughout the season is never a good thing. But they like their offense looks really good without Mike Evans. Chris Godwin just came back. Emeka Egbuka looks like the offensive rookie of the year so far. But like I'm looking at it now, and it's always too close to call right now because somebody could be 2-3 and then end up being 14-3. Like
that's what I wanted to say. Like it's people love to jump to conclusions so early in the season. Like the Eagles last year, by the end of last year, they were one of the most dominant regular season teams we'd ever seen. Do you know what their record was after their week 5 bye last year?
They only lost 2 games last year, right?
They were 3-2 in week 5, and they finished the season 18-3. So like,
yeah, the Eagles haven't lost a game since last December.
Lost
a football game.
Yeah. Other than this week, but like, before this week they hadn't lost. But I'm saying, like, if we look at the week 5 Eagles from last year, who ended up being one of the more dominant teams we've ever seen, they were 3-2 and ended up losing one more game and winning the Super Bowl and blowing out the fucking Chiefs. Like,
I will say about the Eagles though, I think they've taken a step back. Saquon doesn't look the same. Jalen Hurts has been playing okay. I feel like the locker room. I'm not a hater. I feel like I'm a Hurts realist. Like, you got the side that's like, he winning. Nigga, he won fucking throwing 130 yards. I'm not trying to hear that shit. But then there's games where he looks really good and he just does what is asked of him and they win. I'll say that, like, he wants to win at any cost. He's shameless. I get it. I'm the same way. I don't care how it looks.
The running after the Hail Mary is bad shit.
That's tough. No, that's tough. I fuck with that.
What the fuck?
Bro threw up the Hail Mary and just started dipping. I was like, yeah, I fuck with that. He was not trying to lose. But I mean, when you got your number 1 wide receiver tackling your number 2 wide receiver in the end zone on a Hail Mary, ain't much you could do. But the Eagles just don't look the same. Their O-line is banged up. Saquon looks a step slower. And for whatever reason, I mean, it's probably because they have a new OC, but their offense goes into these ruts where they cannot score at all, and their defense gets tired and they end up giving up points. They gave up 18 they were up 17-0 in the fourth quarter last night or yesterday, and they ended up losing the game. That's partially on the offense, partially on the defense. I think they need to figure out a way to obviously keep Saquon healthy, but have a more balanced attack. Like AJ Brown, granted, this week I'm not mad at AJ Brown and get what he usually get because Patrick Surtain's the best corner in the league. But at the same time, I don't know, bro. They just look their defense looks fine. It's their offense. So I'm just like, and I don't know how to fix it. So they have all the same pieces, and I think they're just like, well, we're just gonna do the same thing that Kellen Moore tried to do last year. We're just gonna Saquon's contact before or yards before contact is way, 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 way down. Last year it was like 4 yards, 5 yards before contact. Fucking nuts. Now it's like
damn near to the first down before you get touched.
Yeah, bro. looking at the first down markers before you see a defender, like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think for me, like with the Eagles, they're not one of my takeaways, but I do think that there has been a step back. They obviously got a new offensive coordinator, like you said. I just think like that's kind of what happens when you get into these things where you're like, oh, we're gonna be this one-dimensional offense and be cool with it as long as we're winning. Like, oh, we're gonna run the ball 80 times a game and let Jalen Hurts throw for 120 yards, but we're winning. It's like, okay, but you won't always be winning and you won't always be able to play like that. So in these games where you're up by 25, hey, let's let Jalen Hurts throw the shit. You know, like let's let him get some chemistry with the wide receivers rather than being like, Saquon, Dylan, punch. Like, let him throw the fucking ball. Like, and so like you get into these situations where they haven't been in this situation before. and they have to throw the ball and they have to air it out, and everyone's looking like, oh shit, what do we do?
Who we throwing it to? Saquon?
Yeah. And it's not like they've never ever been in this situation before. I'm just saying this season with this new offensive coordinator, we're running this new offense. I think it is important to kind of try and diversify what you're doing so that no matter what the opponent is giving you, no matter what the game script is calling for, you feel comfortable operating in it. And so yeah, that my second takeaway, Baker Mayfield right now could very easily be the MVP of the NFL. And I know he's not the sexy name that like Josh Allen and Lamar and Pat Mahomes and even Justin Herbert is, but like he has been insane. Like he's second in total EPA. He's 6th in EPA per play. He has a 4-1 record with all 4 of those wins being fourth quarter comebacks, which is kind of insane. 4th in passing yards and touchdowns, 2nd in passes of 20 plus yards, 2nd in passes of 40 plus yards. And this is doing it some without Mike Evans. Chris Godwin was out for the first 3 weeks. Emeka Egbuka is his number one option. He missed Bucky Irvin this week. He's throwing to a rookie the whole time. It's like when trailing this season, he has a 75.3% adjusted completion rate, 856 passing yards, 9 TDs, and 1 interception. Like he has been legitimately a very, very good quarterback. And granted, like the
top
Bucs
10 easy.
Top 10 easy. The Bucs don't have any signature wins. Like I guess if you want to say Seattle, but like they've beaten the Falcons, who I don't think are that good, the Texans, who I don't think are that good, the Jets, who I don't think are that good, and he had to do fourth quarter comebacks in all of them. So like it's not like they dominated any of these teams. They lost to the Eagles. Yeah. They lost to the Eagles and then they beat the Seahawks. So like, but then again, like you can only play who's in front of you. So like they're 4-1, and I think Baker is playing some of the best football of his entire career right now. I think he's a locked-in top 10 QB, and like he really is. He has made one of the crazier like career resurgences that I have ever seen in my years of watching football. It's insane. Like him and Sam Darnold going band for band, putting up 35 points, touchdown for touchdown.
If you told us what year did they get drafted? 2017, 2018?
I want to say 2018, but I might be wrong.
If you told us in 2020 that Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield will be going band for band on teams that didn't even draft them 5 years later, we look at you like you were crazy. It's ever since Baker's become, honestly, he wasn't that bad for the Browns. Like the Browns are just the fucking Browns. Yeah, that's the issue. And then he goes to the Panthers. They don't really give him a shot. They cut him, and Sean McVay gives him one shot, and it changed his career. But ever since he's been in Tampa, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league, like top 10 easy the whole time. And he's put up the numbers. He's had a season of 40 passing touchdowns. They've been to the playoffs twice, maybe. I want to say twice. But I mean, he's been underrated to the point where, because people don't really pay attention to the Bucs like that. Then you look up and the Bucs are winning their division again. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm a Baker fan. So what's your next takeaway?
I mean, I've said like parts of it during this, but I guess my next one, I'm gonna just name out the teams that I think their seasons are over, and I'll just
say okay.
Dolphins, Raiders, Bengals, Jets, Titans, and I'm putting an asterisk next to the Ravens because their division is not that good right now. So they can, Lamar comes back in a couple weeks, they can squeak out the division. To all of those teams, they should be. But their defense looks so bad. I can't even I don't even know how you make the playoffs with that type of defense. Enjoy the offseason, my brothers. It is over. It's done. I'm gonna start with the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill out for the season. Might never play football again. Had a knee dislocation with his knee torn apart, all types of ligaments torn apart. Tua's in press conferences talking to Cam Newton like Cam Newton is Skip Bayless or something. Like Cam never played the game of football. Like he didn't go to a Super Bowl. Like he didn't win an MVP. Like he didn't win a Heisman. Like, bro, what are we talking about? Competed at the highest level. It was one of the best quarterbacks during his time in the league. He's saying nut shit. I legitimately think, outside of Antonio Brown, this is the first NFL player we've seen since Antonio Brown play actively with CTE. I'm not joking, bro. He just sometimes he says shit and he's talking like he makes the most sense in the world. And I know they be in a press conference like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, It makes no sense. And he's out here. I've watched 2 Dolphins games the last 2 weeks because they were on Monday Night Football last week. And then I kept in with the Panthers game because low key the game was kind of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bryce started slinging that bitch in the second half.
He had a Rico Dowdle career resurgence 200 yards on 20 carries. It's crazy. But I'm watching and I'm like, okay, so they don't want to use Achane because every time they always fake it to Achane and throw it to somebody else because Achane is your decoy. You're getting cute. I've seen them do 2 plays where it looked like this nigga's doing the Magic Johnson and then they throw it to no one. Just because Darren Waller's catching touchdowns doesn't mean your offense is good. Shout out to Darren Waller though, career resurgence. Another one. Moving on, the Raiders. Listen, I don't know why they thought Geno Smith was gonna save this.
Come on,
like they had the opportunity to draft some type of quarterback at some point. They could have took Dylan Gabriel. They could have took Shador. And
Pete
at this
Carroll
point,
shouldn't be coaching, brother.
Pete Carroll is your coach, and he's almost 80 years old. I mean, look, he's doing it for the love of the game. I respect it.
Shout out.
But at the same time, like the process behind building your roster. Last year, you take Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is one of the best tight ends in football already in his second year. You take Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty's about to be Saquon Barkley 2.0 because the Raiders O-line is some of the worst I've seen between the Raiders and the Texans. Some of the worst, and the Bengals, some of the worst blocking I've ever seen in my life. I've seen dudes blocking each other, facing each other, holding hands, blocking each other. Mm-hmm. You don't really have a number 1 receiver. Jacoby Myers is a good player, but he's not a number 1 receiver. Your defense, outside of Max Crosby, I'm not going to lie, I don't know anybody else on that defense that is noteworthy. And on top of all of that, there is no backup plan. Like, if Geno Smith, what was the plan if Geno Smith was to come out and look the way he's looking? He leads the league in interceptions already.
People just thought it was impossible that a 30-something-year-old QB would regress. Like,
was Pete Carroll the coach in Seattle when Geno got there? Like when Geno was the starter, he was the coach?
Yes.
Oh,
we traded Russ, and then it was between him and Drew Lock, and Geno won the job.
And Pete Carroll was still the coach at the time.
Yes.
That's nuts. Yeah, that makes it even worse. I don't know what they're doing.
They sound Jamal Adams. He's trying to run back Seattle 2.0. Like, stop it, brother. Go be up. Like, if I'm the Raiders, I don't understand the hire. Like, how old is Pete Carroll? 76? Like, hold on, Pete Carroll.
I think he's like 77.
He's 74, right? So, like, you're a rebuilding team. What the fuck are you rebuilding with a 74-year-old coach? What's the vision? Like, where's the ceiling here?
And if you are rebuilding, you're going to draft a bunch of young dudes that's getting coached by this old hack that nobody, like, young dudes don't want to hear something from a 75-year-old coach.
And a 34-year-old QB.
Yeah, nah. And y'all losing.
Your ass.
And y'all are losing. Yeah. They were talking about the other week, I think it was a couple weeks ago, they were talking about how the OC and Pete Carroll were complaining that the way Genty stands in the backfield, like how he's never like bent over, he stands straight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, and he said it was messing with him. And I'm like, why are you messing up the way somebody plays? Like, if that's his shit, that's his shit.
Yeah, they got Chip Kelly as their OC because he won the chip at Ohio State because he was throwing moonball to Jeremiah Smith. Of course,
brother, they had Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, Judkins, and Henderson, and
Will Howard,
Howard, and all of these dudes are in the NFL outside of Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. Half them dudes are in the NFL. Anyway, moving on. The Bengals, I'm not going to stay long on the Bengals. The season is just fucked. It's fucked.
Yep.
I don't know. Unless they go get Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson, the season's fucked. Jamar Chase is going to be crashing out in about 2 weeks. T. Higgins might ask for a trade now that he got his money. Chase Brown might be
crazy.
Chase Brown might die before the season is over because he can't get past the line of scrimmage. And Trey Hendrickson probably his last year as a Bengal anyway.
Yeah,
so
he's out of there. Yeah.
good riddance. Next, the Jets. Where do I begin? I mean,
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Talk to you. Yeah, one of them is my takeaway also, so we'll talk to it together. Go for it.
I mean, Justin Fields was never the answer anyway. But I mean, this is way worse. I'm not talking about Justin Fields. I'm just talking about the team in general. Bro, how do you hire a defensive coach and your defense? We are going into week 6. Your defense doesn't have a single takeaway.
Not a single one.
5 games.
Not a single one.
Yo, quick maths. What's 60 times 5?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 300? 300?
It's either 300 or 360.
Yeah, something.
In 300 plus minutes of football, you haven't forced a single turnover.
Oh my God.
You got Justin Fields out here farming points at the end. You putting makeup on a cow. Are you kidding me? This is crazy, bro. I couldn't even imagine being a Jets fan right now, bro. I had them winning like 5-6 games. It turns out week 1 was the biggest load of malarkey we're gonna see all season, because Justin Fields was like, hey, I'm a good QB now. Actually, I'm gonna go back to all of my bad qualities. I'm not gonna keep my eyes down the field. I'm not gonna let plays develop. I'm not even gonna throw the ball. Yeah, I don't even think Aaron Glenn is a bad coach, bro. But and this leads into another point I had, which was I had it next to my Jets thing. Rebuilding is a lost art. Like, I don't know if GMs really know how to rebuild anymore. Because I'm thinking about the window that the Jets had where they draft Sauce Gardner. They had DJ Reed.
They had the offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
Right. They draft Garrett Wilson, they draft Sauce. They had Quentin Williams, who's still one of the best defensive players in the league. They had Quincy Williams. They draft Will McDonald. They had CJ Mosley at the time. They had the best defense in football. And they tried to blame the fact that they couldn't win games on Zach Wilson. You took Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? And then to expedite the process, you go and trade for a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers and put the entire franchise's back on the shoulders of a man who hadn't won a Super Bowl since 2010.
Yeah.
Then he comes out and ruptures his Achilles. Oh, it's just bad luck. No, this is bad management. This is terrible. You gave up a second for a 40-year-old quarterback. And now you're sitting here.
Man.
They try to expedite the process again with half of the same roster only. There's no more DJ Reed. It's now Brandon Bum-ass Stevens on the other side of Sauce Gardner. And your quarterback is Justin Fields, who has, Justin Fields. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
That's my dog. That's my boy. The Justin Fields fan club is a hurtful one, boy. It's a tough one to be a part of.
I don't even be trying to dog on him, bro, because like it was fun when he was a Bear, but now it's like, bro, Justin Fields in games where the opponent scores 21 points.
Yeah.
That's 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points. Justin Fields is 0-26. This dude is not it. He should never start for another NFL team ever again.
Oh my God.
And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, it's not his fault. And granted, this is the Jets way. But at the same time, they have Garrett Wilson, they got Breece Hall. He's a rushing threat at quarterback. It's just not working. It's just not working. I don't know what to say, man. Even his best game of the season, they lost. He had a great game week 1 and they still lost.
Hold on.
So you telling me, Najee, all you got to do to beat Justin Fields It scored 21. That's
my,
it.
my thing is though, bro, like I think it is a little bit of a cherry pick stat because in those games, it's not like they're just scoring 21. Like, so he was 0-22 with the Bears. I'm looking at the Bears games. 34, 26, 24, 38, 33, 29, 45, 49. Like, it's not like he was just giving up 21 and he couldn't score in 22. They were scoring 47, 41, 31. Like a lot of these games, bro. And the score was 34-14. That's a bad one. He gave
Are you
up
talking
33.
about this year? Or are you saying like?
No, I'm just going off random games where his defense gave up 21. The team gave up 33. He scored 22. The team gave up 29. He scored 27. The team gave up versus Green Bay. The team gave up 45. They scored 30. What do you want him to do? Like, it's not like they're not scoring. He just plays on ass teams. And so I will say though, like as president of the Justin Fields fan club, I'll give it up. He is who he is at this point. Like he is who he is. I think that he will continue to have a job in the NFL because he is one of the most athletic guys back there playing the position. Like you look at that 4th down versus Miami, like there's not many QBs in the league right now that's making that play. That's turning that to a touchdown. So like I think the touchdown? Like the pure potential of him will keep him a job, especially this year when the quarterback class is nothing to write home about. Like, let's say the Jets get the first pick of the draft. They're not taking a QB. You're not taking a Law. You're not taking Fernando Mendoza at 1. You're not taking Dante Moore at 1. It's not happening. So like Justin will probably start again next year. I think me personally, I don't know that Aaron Glenn is a good coach. I don't. Like he say a lot of shit that sound good. You know, like you say a lot of shit that sound good, and then we get to Sunday, and y'all have 10 penalties a game, no takeaways, a fuck ton of fumbles. Like, and what are we supposed to expect? Like, you're the only coach in Jets history to start 0-5, and the Jets are full of ass coaches. So, like, for you to be the assest of them, that says a lot,
bro. The last good coach that the Jets had was Rex Ryan.
Yeah, and he's on TV
I don't think Robert Saleh was a bad coach, but I think he's just a better DC.
Yeah, he's a damn good DC. That just is what it is.
Shout out Rex Ryan, man.
But I think we're on the same page. I think the Jets are the worst team in football, and that sucks because I want Justin Fields to be on a good team. And that's where my Jalen Hurts hate comes from because I don't think he's that much better than than Justin Fields, but I just can't prove it. You know, I should never be able to prove it.
I think the what the gap is between like someone like Jalen Hurts and someone like Justin Fields is the shit that you can't point out on TV, like making adjustments at the line
the shit that we can't see.
yeah, the shit Justin can't see either. That too.
Yeah.
Or like this. Like just audibling out of a play because the matchup isn't right, or changing something here, changing a line adjustment. Like Jalen Hurts is good at that stuff. That's why, like, I've called him the best game manager in football because he, like, his IQ is very high.
He won't lose you a game.
Huh?
He won't lose you a game.
Yeah, no.
He's
gotten to the point where you have to, like, you got to earn a W against the Eagles. Like,
yeah. Very high floor. You know, like he's not gonna lose you a game. And yeah, I think Justin just kind of is who he is. Like he struggles to process quickly. He's still holding the ball for the second most of any quarterback in the league. I want to say it's Caleb Williams at 1, and then Justin Fields at 2. Like the Bears loved him a QB that could hold that bitch. So, I think Justin just is who he is, and unfortunately, the Jets are who they have always been, and that's fucking a poverty franchise. So there we go. My other takeaway was that it's time for the Ravens to move on from John Harbaugh. Unfortunately, it's been 18 years. You know, I think it's been 18 years. It's been 8. It's not like he hasn't had his fair share of opportunities to win another bowl. You know, it's been 18 years. A lot of coaches don't coach for 3. He's had 18, you know, and I think that we can just amicably say, like, hey, it's not working out anymore. We've given you a great runway to do your thing. You established a culture here that will forever live on as like Baltimore Ravens and who they are. But like, I think it's time for something new, you know? Granted, that's easy to say because they're 1-4 and Lamar's out, and half their 6 highest paid players are not currently playing football, and Derrick Henry's fumbling every other snap. But like, I think that changes need to be made. And I know a lot of Ravens fans wish that they hired Mike McDonald instead of letting him go to Seattle. And I think that's honestly, I wouldn't blame him because like he feels like the right predecessor there. He loves being in Baltimore. He is their DC. Right now they have Zach Orr at DC, and they're one of the worst defenses of the last 4 years. Like, they're horrible. They in their games this season, they gave up 41 to the Bills in a disgusting loss of one of the best games we've ever seen, obviously, but like, they should have won that game. They gave up 17 to the Browns, but they're the Browns. They gave up 38 to the Lions. They gave up 37 to the Chiefs. They gave up 44 to the Texans. They've become teams get right game. Like, it's just over. It's over. And that's okay. John Harbaugh will forever be stamped in Baltimore. He will forever be stamped in NFL history. 18 years as a head coach. Nobody is doing that anymore. He will be I don't know another coach that's lasted 18 years. But like, I think it's time to give it up. Wrap it up. Get him a new coach. Get him up out of there because we move him to the front office. Let him be a GM. Let him be like an advisor. But they need a new head coach.
Yeah, I agree. So I looked up what the Ravens have done since they won a Super Bowl in 2012. Oh, how long ago that was.
13 years, bro.
13 years ago. When Beyonce was shutting the lights down and Jacoby Jones was getting kick return touchdowns. Rest in peace to a Ravens legend. But since they won a Super Bowl, they have made the playoffs 7 times in 12 years or 13 years. They haven't touched a Super Bowl since 2012. They've lost in the divisional round in 2014. 2018, they lost in the wild card. That was Lamar's rookie year. He didn't really get fresh start. Flacco played the majority of the year, whatever. Next year, Lamar wins MVP. They go 14-2. They lose in the first round. Done. Next year, they go 11-5. Lose in the first round. Done. Then they miss the playoffs. Then the year after that, they lose in the wild card. Then they go 13-4. Lamar wins MVP again. And they lose in the conference final. The conference championship. And then last year, number 1 seed again. And I believed Lamar should have won MVP last year.
And they get walked down by Big Josh.
And they get walked down by Josh. And it's to the point where, like, as a coach, what are you doing to prepare these guys for the playoffs at this point? Because I've seen Lamar get blown.
Last year is tough because like Mark Andrews catches that 2-point conversion. You know, they probably should win, but like still, it's a loss. Yeah.
I'm tired of watching the Ravens get to the playoffs and turn into a completely different team. They stop running the ball. They want Lamar Jackson to be Patrick Mahomes. Their defense disappears. Listen, man, at some point, the common like people want to blame Lamar, and I get it. Like I have criticism for Lamar too. But you've been the coach here. You are the face of the team if Lamar was to ever go down. And looky here. Lamar goes down, and now we looking at you. It might be time, bro. You hired Zach Orr to be your DC. He might be the worst DC in football. I saw a clip on, I don't know if it was TikTok or IG Reels. Whatever system that dude is running, he's got linebackers dropping into deep coverage and safeties trying to run from the third part of the field to cover the flats. Like, what are we doing? That is a lot to ask for guys that got to cover that much ground. That's a lot to ask. And you got some of the best defenders in football on that team. Kyle Hamilton's the best safety in football. Roquan Smith having a shaky year, but he's still one of the best linebackers in football. I don't know, man. I don't know. as a Packers fan, I've seen Mike McCarthy get passed off blame because they were holding on to that championship from 2010. But your voice does get stale in the locker room. Like, you saw it? Tough. Crazy.
Whoa.
And
double coverage.
I think John Harbaugh might be the Doc Rivers of the NFL, bro. Like, you've had all these talented rosters and y'all can't even sniff a Super Bowl. Like, and I know, like, yeah, the Chiefs, y'all had the Patriots, and then y'all had the Chiefs, but like, you got to make some shit shake at some point.
Yeah. My last takeaway before we move on to our week 6 picks is, as quietly as it's kept, I think Drake Maye might be the best quarterback in the 2024 draft class. Like, I love Jaden Daniels. I think Caleb Williams is a little bit overrated, but like, through 5 weeks, Drake Maye is playing a different sport than those boys as far as like just being a quarterback. In terms of total EPA, he is the 5th highest quarterback in the league behind Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. Now, I know that isn't like the top tier names in the league, but like in terms of playing the position right now, he's playing it at least top 7 rate in the league right now. Whereas like in total EPA, Caleb is 24th and Jaden is 23rd. So like, where Drake Maye is top 5 on the season, he's 5th in yards per attempt. So he's not just a check down merchant. He's 9th in adjusted net yards, 2nd in completion percentage over expected. He's the youngest quarterback in NFL history to have 4 consecutive games of 200 plus yards and a 70 plus completion percentage. Like, and he's doing this with torn ACL Stephon Diggs, gambling addict Kayshon Boutte, Hunter Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, fumble god, and that's really it. Like, it's not like he has this insane receiving core. In his last 4 games in the second half, on 3rd and 4th down, he's 100%, 14 for 14, 2 touchdowns, 158.3 passer rating. Like, he is in crazy talks right now. He's having one of the better 5-week stretches of any second-year quarterback I've ever witnessed. So, like, and that sucks for me to say because I was firmly in the, like, Drake Maye's a fraud category. But, like, I can admit when I'm wrong. He has been absolutely incredible to start the season. And the Pats are 3-2. They just knocked the Bills off. He outplayed Josh Allen on primetime Monday Night Football, walked him down in fucking Buffalo. and that was an incredible performance, and he's been really good. And right now, he looks like the best quarterback in the 2024 class. And so yeah, that's all our takeaways. If we want to dive into the week 6 slate, so yeah, the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna keep track of our picks every week, and by the end, we'll talk about how we went week by week, and then at the end of the season, we'll tally up who did better, Najee or Jalaal. And so, yeah, this is the first week. We're starting at week 5. So I guess we're starting at week 6. So we're a little bit behind, but starting with the first game, Eagles Giants, Thursday Night Football. Who you got? Who you got in Eagles Giants?
I got the Eagles.
Yeah,
I do like what I've seen from Jackson Dart, even though he kind of just got stupid at the end of the last game versus the Saints. Like, no reason they really should have lost that game. But he's looked a lot better than Russell Wilson did. And, you know, it's tough that Malik Neighbors is out for the season because I can imagine their offense being a lot better if he was playing.
My God.
So I can't blame him for, like, you know, having Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton as his number 1 and, you know, trying to make something out of the core that they have. Theo Johnson is a great athlete, but still improving. He's been catching some touchdowns lately, but tough. I think the Eagles get back on track. They're probably pissed off about that loss. Saquon's a little banged up, apparently. Like, he's got some soreness going into the game. But I think
revenge game. He playing.
I just don't. Yeah. He's gonna play. He's absolutely playing. But I just don't think the Giants match up well with the Eagles. The Eagles are mad physical. They don't have the corners to guard AJ Brown or Devontae if they need to. Jalen Hurts, like we said, will not lose you a football game at this point in his career. Like, he's learned how to manage the game almost perfectly to the way that they build the team around him and to his strengths. He knows exactly what he needs to do every play. So, yeah, I'm taking the Eagles. And if we were betting, I would take the spread. which right now is -7.5.
I think for me, this does feel like a little bit of an upset spot for the Giants. I think every year you get like these rookie quarterbacks and the special ones, they have these like breakout games in these primetime matchups. And I think last year for Jaden, it was that Bengals game that the Commanders won. He went insane. He had like a rush touchdown. He threw a fucking 50-yard pass to Terry McLaurin for a touchdown. Yeah. And I remember thinking like, oh, Jaden Daniels is here.
That was his coming out party, yeah. But here's the thing: that's when we found out the Bengals defense was dog shit.
That's when we found that out too. Yeah, I just don't think that Jackson Dart is like that level of player, and I don't think that he's gonna have his coming out party against the Eagles. I think if anything, this is a prove we're not ass, get right game for the Eagles and belt to ass the Giants. And so I'm gonna say the Eagles win this one handily. And we're on the same page here.
You know what's crazy? The Giants do play the Eagles kind of tough.
They do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't be shocked.
Once a year. Like, it's not the Eagles usually win, but it's not like an easy blowout type game. And I know I said I'm taking the spread. But yeah, I mean, the Giants put up a good fight at least one time a year, because the other time the Eagles throw on their black jerseys and it's GG's.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving to the Sunday slate, the 9:30 game. I don't know where they're playing. Is it London? Is it Germany? I don't know. Yeah, London. We got Broncos Jets. The 3-2 Broncos coming off a win over the undefeated Eagles, going against the 0-5 Jets. Listen, upset alert. I'm taking the Jets. To upset the Broncos, and like crazy shit happens overseas. 0-6 feels fucking crazy to me. And I think the Broncos being a 3-3 team is fair. Like, I think that they are a 3-3 level team. So I'm going to say that Justin Fields walks into London and hands Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and the Broncos their third loss of the season. And I'm taking the Jets. Who are you taking here?
I'm not taking the Jets. I'll tell you that much. I'm taking the Broncos. They had a really good win last week, and they did a fantastic job shutting down the Eagles, who I would say the Jets are just a worse version of the Eagles. They got a rushing threat at QB. They got a decent talent at running back. And the Broncos offense has looked really, really good. I think Cortland Sutton at this point might be the most underrated receiver in football. Like, that dude is a dog, bro. He was giving Quinyon Mitchell hell yesterday. And I think he'll give Sauce Gardner hell next week. So I'm taking the Broncos. International games are weird. So I think the Jets will make it closer than it should be, but I got the Broncos winning.
Next up, Rams at Ravens. 1-4 Ravens, 3-2 Rams. I don't know if Lamar is gonna play. Let me see what the latest on Lamar is. Lamar Jackson.
I don't know if we're gonna get much on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't know. He said his hamstring status looms. I don't know if let's assume he doesn't play. So if Lamar does not play, I'm taking the Rams by 1,000,000. I'm taking the Rams very easily. If Lamar does play, fuck it, I'm still taking the Rams.
I'm about to say, I think I'm taking the Rams regardless.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams regardless. Puka is gonna go for fucking 250 on this Ravens defense. Yeah. So yeah, I'm taking Rams with or without Lamar. Who you got?
I got the Rams. Yeah, simple. For the exact same reasons you said.
Yeah,
literally, I don't have any. The Ravens are in shambles right now. Their defense is literally dog shit. Like some of the worst Ravens defense I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rams, whether or not Lamar plays.
And then we have the 2-1 Cowboys going on the road to face the 2-3 Panthers, coming off a great win over the Dolphins. I'm taking the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys handle the Panthers pretty easily, to be honest. I think that there's a pretty decent gap between the Cowboys and the Dolphins. And so I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. Who you got?
I'm going to take the Cowboys as well, but I think the Panthers keep it competitive. Cowboys defense has been pretty ass this year.
And
I'm going to just put it out there. Rico Dowdle revenge game.
It is the Dowdle revenge
I
game.
want Rico Dowdle to go like 100 and a tutty or something like that. I would love to see the Panthers beat the Cowboys. And then at that point, the Panthers would be a 500 football team.
Yeah.
So what an interesting dynamic that we would have. It's crazy because the Panthers go from like you watch them on a weekly basis, and Bryce Young gives you plays where you're like, yo, this dude stinks.
I said it in our group chat. He is the worst kind of ass.
He's not ass enough where you could just cut bait, but he's not good enough where you could just be like, yeah, take over, Bryce.
We got our guy. It's not.
Yeah, it's the worst place to be in. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys. Dak, another guy we ain't really talked about. Dak has been playing fucking amazing
out of his
football,
mind.
bro.
Yeah, out of his mind.
He might be playing like the best quarterback in the NFC.
With or without CD, he's cooking. Which I'm glad for that because people talk like he's fucking horrible.
Shit about
he's
that,
not.
bro.
He's just not a bad quarterback.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, like he's a good quarterback. And moving on to Cardinals going on the road to face the 4-1 Colts. I'm taking the Colts. I'm taking the 5-1 Colts to Daniel Jones to go in there and beat I guess they're coming into him, but I'm taking Daniel Jones to beat. We just talked about Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray. We're going to figure it out real quick. I'm taking Daniel Jones to beat Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Who you got?
I'm also taking the Colts. I guess I'm officially a Cardinals hater. The Colts defense actually has been the most impressive part. It's like, obviously people talk about their offense every week. Oh, they barely punt, this, that, and the third. Daniel Jones looks great. Jonathan Taylor looks like the offensive player of the year. But their defense is top 10 in like every statistical category: yards per game, rushing yards per game, passing yards per game. Quietly, they've been a very, very good defense. And the Cardinals, to me, I'm just waiting for them to implode. Like I'm actively rooting against them at this point. I want Marvin Harrison out of there. Free my boy. Free Trey McBride. This is ridiculous. I'm taking the Colts and Daniel Jones redemption song.
Next up, we got Seahawks going on the road to face the Jags. 3-2 Seahawks against the potentially 3-2 or 4-1 Jags. The outcome of the Chiefs games does not matter for me. I'm taking the Seahawks to go on the road and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. And yeah, granted, I'm a Seahawks fan, so that is an easy pick for me. But I do think that this will be a good game. Like, I think the Jags are a worthy opponent. I think they're a good team. I just think we're a better team. So who you got in this game?
I do agree that y'all are a better team, but I am taking the Jaguars because I feel like, like you said earlier, the Seahawks stay losing games that they should win, right? And the Jaguars are not ass. Their defense has improved. Their offense seems to be getting better. Like, it looks decent versus the Chiefs right now. And y'all offense is humming on all cylinders, but I don't know what y'all secondary is looking like. We don't have an injury report, but last week y'all got torn to shreds. In the secondary because I got mad injuries back there. So from what information I have right now, I would take the Jaguars.
Okay, I respect it. It's fair. Next up, we got
home. Jaguars are at home.
Yeah, so. Jags are at home. So next up, we got Chargers at Dolphins.
Let's get this one.
This is a pretty easy one for me. I got the Chargers. winning this one. Who you got?
Chargers. They it'll be interesting to see what their offense looks like. Amarian Hampton is on IR for the next 4 weeks at least. So he was their bell cow. The motherfucker was getting every carry, every snap, every catch out of the backfield. So now they got to run a committee. But the Dolphins' defense is dog shit. So I expect Justin Herbert to bounce back. I expect Keenan Allen to have a good game. I expect all of them to eat. The big three. Quinn Johnson and Keenan Allen and Ladd. I expect them to have a good game.
Yeah. Next up, we got Browns at Steelers. I'm going upset here. I'm taking the Browns and Dylan Gabriel to upset Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers off a bye. I think the Browns did not look bad last week. I do not think they look bad whatsoever. I'm a Shador. I'm the biggest Shador Sanders fan you'll find. I had him as QB1 coming out of the draft. I think he is better than Dylan Gabriel. I think we will find that out eventually. But as for right now, I think Kevin Stefanski's a damn good football coach, and he can work with just about anything. And Dylan Gabriel is making shit shake. So I'm going to take the Browns to beat the Steelers because I think the Steelers are a little bit of a fraudy 3-1. So, boom, I think that the Browns go on the road and take down Pittsburgh. Who you got?
I'm also taking the Browns. I think it's not that I don't think the Steelers are like I had them making the playoffs before the season started. I had them over the Bengals, and right behind the Ravens. But at the same time, I did not know how good this Brown. Like I knew the Browns defense was solid, but the Browns might have the best defense in football. The last thing I said about the Browns the last time we recorded is Browns very ass. I just want to apologize because since I said that, they've whooped my team's ass, and then they almost beat the Vikings last week. So, I think the only thing is like they play a lot of man coverage. So DK gets a shot down the field, he might make some shit shake, but their pass rush is absolutely ferocious. Myles Garrett is by far the best defensive player in football. And their offense is good enough. Like if Quinshon Judkins is getting downhill and they're controlling the clock, like their offense is good enough to move the ball and keep the ball out of the Steelers' hands. I do think this is going to be an ugly, nasty game. But shout out to the Browns, bro. They've got like 4 rookies starting in their offense. Dylan Gabriel rookie, Quinshon Judkins rookie, Isaiah Bond is now getting snaps as a rookie, and Harold Fannin is getting like slots / backup tight end snaps. Yeah. So I mean, they out here with the youth team, and they making shit shake. I can't be mad at it. I thought Shador was better than Dylan Gabriel, but Dylan Gabriel did not play bad. Like he didn't lose them that game last week. He just didn't do enough to win.
Yeah, next up we got Pats at Saints, Patriots at Saints. This is a little bit of a weird one, but I don't know. I just said Drake May's playing incredible football, so I'm usually taking the team with the best quarterback to win. So I'm going to take the Patriots to go on the road and beat the Saints. Who you got?
I went back and forth with this one because the Patriots feel like a team that will come out and beat a team like the Bills and then come back next week and lose to a team like the Saints. And honestly, Spencer Rattler this year hasn't been that bad. Like he hasn't been terrible. But their offense is just so ass. So like somehow still ass. Like Alvin Kamara is not doing anything crazy. Chris Olave has the maybe 3rd, 4th most targets in the NFL, and he hasn't had a game over 100 yards yet. Kind of insane. They're counting on Jawan Johnson to be their best receiver. You get the random Rashid Shaheed bomb for 90 yards. Taysom Hill just came back. No wonder every time he's on the field, guess who's getting the ball? Yeah, I just feel like the Saints offense is in a weird spot. Like they got a lot of guys that are not supposed to be a part of a rebuilding roster. So I'm going to take the Patriots, but I do think like I wouldn't be surprised if we're sitting here next week like, damn, the Saints really won that game. And now the Saints are winners of 2 straight. Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, next up we have the Ass Bowl, Titans at Raiders. I don't even know off the top of my head. Okay, we got Cam Ward going Geno Smith. I'm gonna take the Raiders. I think that the Raiders win this game. Like Pete Carroll, the experience has to mean something. Geno, the experience got to mean something. GT might do some crazy stuff. I just think the Raiders are probably more talented than the Titans, and I'm going to take the more talented team. Max Crosby, obviously, on defense. Yeah, give me the Raiders at home to beat the Titans. Who you got?
This is a tough one, bro, because I feel like I can see a world where Max Crosby gives Cam Ward hell like for the whole game, but at the same time, like the Titans defense is not bad at all, and the Raiders have not been able to run the ball efficiently all year. So, unless they okay with airing that bitch out, and honestly, the Titans capitalize off of mistakes. Oh man, I'm gonna take the Titans, bro. Okay, I just want to say one thing about Cam Ward. I don't know what it is, but Cam Ward got it.
Yeah, he said that in our group chat.
Like, I don't know. We talk about like, oh, he has it, like the intangibles. It's been ugly all year. It's been bad. The offensive line's been bad. He's at times been really, really bad. Ridley's been bad. And somehow they had no business winning that game last week. And somehow he found a way to come through and throwing absolute seeds
Yeah.
So like
He
when
can throw that shit.
there's times where he has flashes, and I'm like, yeah, he absolutely is the best quarterback in this class. Like I don't think I never had any doubt, but like the flashes are what you want to see from your number one pick, and I think he is well equipped to lead this franchise to relevance at some point. Might not be next year because they're genuinely going through a real rebuild. So I'm gonna take the Titans though. I like what I saw from them last week. I think that type of win kind of brings the locker room together. So yeah, shout out Cam Ward, shout out Titans.
Boom. And down to our last 5 games, we got 49ers of the battle of the 4-1. This should be a banger on the 425 slate. Honestly, there should be like 3 bangers here. 49ers, Buccaneers. This should be a really good game. Buccaneers coming off a win over Seattle. 49ers coming off a win over who did they just beat? It was a good game.
The Rams.
Yeah, beat the Rams. With Mac Jones. Yep. I'm going to say, well, if this is probably the biggest test the Bucs have had, I'm gonna say this is a tough one. I'm gonna say the Bucs win. Oh my god.
That's a tough one, bro. It's a tough one.
I'm gonna say the Bucs win. I'm gonna say the Bucs win this. Go 5-1. Baker Mayfield's a dog. I don't know if they have Brock Purdy or Mac Jones. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. I'm taking Baker Mayfield.
I'm taking the Bucs as well. It doesn't matter to me who starts at quarterback. I think since they lost Nick Bosa, the 49ers defense has looked a lot different than it did 2 weeks ago. And the Magic's got to run out at some point. Like, I don't think the Bucs defense is terrible. Their secondary is a little shaky, but I mean, Todd Bowles is a great defensive coach. So I think they'll be prepared to go. I just don't know what to expect out of the four. Like, you never know what to expect out of the 49ers. Their 4th string wide receiver go 8 for 90 and a touchdown. So that's why it's so tough. But I'm gonna take the Bucs. They are the better team at this current time. They're not the healthiest. Mike Evans might play. They said 2 to 3 weeks for his hamstring, so he might play. It might be the first time we probably won't. Bucky's out. Bucky's out for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But Rachaad White looked fine yesterday, so they should be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucs.
Yep, me too. We got Bengals at Packers, the 2-1-1 Packers.
I ain't heard the end of I ain't heard the end of shit since that tie, bro. I'm so glad we had a bye, so y'all can forget about that damn tie. I'm so sick of hearing about that shit, bro.
The 2-1-1 Packers. I mean, this is an easy slacking. I'm taking the Packers by 20 plus, to be honest. Micah Parsons might have.
You would take the spread?
14 and a half. 14 and a half? That's crazy. That's crazy spread for the NFL. That's like college spreads, boy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I think it's because the Packers are at home.
Would I take 14 and a half?
I'm not.
I probably wouldn't take 14. I would take the Bengals to cover probably, but I think the Packers win this pretty easily. I don't think there's ever like oh my god, could they lose? No, I think they pretty much dominate this. Granted, they lost the Browns, but I think the Bengals are pretty horrible unless Jamar Chase has some takeover game type shit.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Get to that.
Unless Jamar just decides to single-handedly win them the game, the Packers should win this one pretty easily. I'm going Packers.
I mean, I'm gonna take the Packers, but if I was doing a spread thing, I would take the Bengals side of the spread. Here's why. In my recent memory, since Matt LaFleur has been coach, every time the Packers go on bye and they come out of bye weeks flat, unenthused, lazy. So I think the game will be closer than people are expecting, and somebody's gonna undoubtedly call my team ass. I mean, I just watched George Pickens. What the fuck? Okay. Mahomes just be flinging that bitch. I just watched George Pickens do us for 60 minutes plus extra time. So
true.
The defense should come in with a lot to prove. It was just uncharacteristic to me. Like, I'm watching Edgerrin Cooper close the gap and have Javonte Williams dead to rights and just whiff on a tackle when you was chasing down Jahmyr Gibbs 2 weeks ago. Didn't make any sense to me. Maye. We had dudes chasing down Jaden Daniels, but can't get a finger on Dak Prescott. Hey man, NFL shit happens. They say something like that, right? Any given Sunday, shit happens.
Yeah.
I will say Jordan Love is coming off maybe the best game of his career. He looked like the Jordan Love that I've raved about for the last 2 years. The guy that I said, if he's healthy, he can be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. That's who I saw 2 weeks ago in Dallas. And I think their offense, what I'm so optimistic about is their offense has room to improve because they're not really running the ball efficiently. And their defense obviously has some room to improve. They've got the pieces there. They just got to figure some shit out. Christian Watson might be back, not this week, but maybe in a couple weeks just to catch an 80-yard touchdown and pull his hamstring. But overall, I'm pretty optimistic about the next few weeks. Like they've got the Bengals and then they've got a couple other like non-playoff teams right before they play the Eagles. So this should be the time for them to get right.
Yeah, I feel that. Like I said, I'm going Packers. I think the last 3 games here, we got Sunday Night Football, 4-1 Lions against the potentially 2-3 Chiefs. I'm going to take the Lions. I think that the Lions are one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. I think the Chiefs are still figuring stuff out. This is their last game without Rashee Rice. I think he comes back after he's suspended 6 weeks. So yeah, this is their last one without Rashee Rice. But yeah, I'm taking the Lions to. I think it'll be a good game because the Chiefs rarely get blown out. Like the Eagles That's why the Super Bowl shit was so crazy because it's like we never see this kind of shit happen to Mahomes. So I don't think it'll be
the 2 times we've seen them lose. It's been blowouts in the like where Mahomes just getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, that Bucs Super Bowl and that Eagles Super Bowl. And so yeah, I'm gonna say the Lions go ahead and walk into Kansas City. And they hand the Chiefs a 2-4 start to the season. That would be crazy. But yeah, 2-4 to start the season for the Chiefs. I'm taking the Lions. What about you?
It's tough not to take the Lions. Like they had a rough week 1. And the reality of it is the Packers defense is pretty good. They look pretty well prepared for the Lions. Like they knew what was coming. And their offense has snapped right back into form. They are the number 1 offense in the league for the 3rd straight year. Jared Goff is doing exactly what's asked of him. Jahmyr Gibbs looks great. Amon-Ra looks great. David Montgomery looks a little slower than usual, but it is what it is. They're still scoring 30, 35 points a game. Chiefs at home. I know the last time the Lions and Chiefs played, the Lions beat them, and that was kind of like the Lions coming out party on Thursday Night Football. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. It was like 2 years ago. I'm gonna take the Chiefs just because it's very, very, very tough to beat the Chiefs at home.
Yeah,
and you know the Lions.
They do give you a letdown game every now and then. I'll be honest.
Who, the Lions?
Yeah, they're good for a letdown game.
I just think their defense hasn't been as good as it was last year. Aiden Hutchinson still looks like he's working some things out, still getting back to form. Their secondaries look pretty good, but again, the last 2 weeks they've played. Oh, they also don't have DJ Reed in their secondary. He's out for, they don't even know how long he's out for, but he's on IR. So, and Terrion Arnold just got hurt. So they're short a couple corners. I'm interested to see how their defense looks. That's a Sunday night game?
Yeah, that's a Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's a banger. That's a banger.
Yeah, that's a banger. That's a banger. And then we move on to the 2 Monday night games. First one being Bills at Falcons. Bills coming off their first loss of the season on Sunday Night Football to the Pats. Falcons, what did they have a bye? I think the Falcons had a bye.
Falcons had a bye.
Yeah, Falcons had a bye. They're coming off a big Drake London, Michael Penix game. They're in week 4, and so yeah, Bills go on the road. It's their first road game in a while. I feel like they're always at home, but I am taking the Bills to beat the Falcons, bounce back. Even though their offense did not look great at the end of that Pats game, I think that they got to figure something out. And the Falcons are not a bad defense whatsoever. But I'm still taking Josh Allen to redeem the loss and going. He already let a 2024 draft QB outplay him last week. Can't do it again. Can't let it happen again. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Bills go ahead and walk into Atlanta and get a W. What you got?
think I'm taking the Falcons, bro.
Ooh.
I don't like the way the Bills defense looked last week. And I didn't really like the way they looked against the Dolphins. They just Tua turned back into Tua, the pumpkin. And the last we saw the Falcons, they looked really, really good. Granted, they played the Commanders, whose defense isn't great. But, I mean, Michael Penix, he had one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game. So he's still – this is technically like his rookie year. He's still trying to figure stuff out. Drake London looks great. Bijan looks like maybe the best running back in football. Yeah. Kyle Pitts is having a resurgent season. So I feel like people don't expect much of the Falcons because we talk about the Bucs and the Saints when they're good, and the Falcons are kind of just like that team that's always mid. But they're a lot better than they were last year. The only thing I have issues with is their play calling. I feel like they get conservative a lot. So if they are aggressive, like these are the games you got to be aggressive. Josh Allen is going to throw that bitch down the field. They're going to run the ball. They're going to be running some trick plays, shit you've never seen before. You just got to be ready for it. But I like the Falcons in this spot. They do play better at home than they do on the road. So.
And the last game on the week 6 slate, one of the ones that I'm more excited for than most is Bears Commanders. We got Jaden versus Caleb, round 2. Last year, everyone remembers the Tyreek Stevenson talking shit to Jaden Daniels to Noah Brown Hail Mary that basically ignited the Commanders season. It's like they were a different team after that Hail Mary. They went on this insane NFC championship run, and the Bears kind of pretty much went downhill after that, and that pretty much sealed up the Rookie of the Year race. So now we have a rematch. I'm sure the Bears want to get it back after the Hail Mary. I'm sure the Commanders want to prove that it was not a fluke. I'm sure that Jaden and Caleb still want to prove that they are the best QB in the class. I am ultimately going to take the Commanders, though. I wanted to take the Bears really bad, but they have looked just so good and so bad all within a matter of 4 weeks that I just don't know. And with Jaden, the Commanders look really good last year. Debo Samuel looks like fucking 2019 Debo again. And I don't know. I just think
that they haven't had Terry.
And they haven't had Terry. I just think that Bill Krosky Merritt is RB1 going crazy.
Yeah, they don't really have like a number one back for real.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm gonna take the Commanders. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears won. I think it'll be a banger of a game though. I know Ben Johnson is gonna cook up some shit. But yeah, I'm taking the Commanders. 2-0 start versus Caleb Williams in his career for Jaden Daniels. Who you got?
I'm taking the Commanders too. I have bias against the Bears because for obvious reasons. But here's the thing, the Bears look good until the scripted plays are over.
That first drive, they look amazing.
They look great. Yeah. They look like the Lions Jr. And then all of a sudden, nobody's open. Caleb Williams out here bullshitting. DJ Moore not even getting looks. Not getting targets. Rome Odunze looks fantastic.
Amazing, yeah.
He looks like one of the best young receivers in football. DeAndre Swift, I don't know how many times I have to say this. He is ass. Yeah. They gotta find somebody else, bro. He's just out there getting volume touches and volume targets. At this point, bro, I feel like they should be in the market for a running back if they keep winning games. But I don't have them winning this.
Breece Hall getting mid-season trade.
Too expensive. I could see them if they had the money for Kamara, I could see that.
That too, yeah.
But I think the Commanders are getting healthy at the right time. This is still a time where you can find out what your team is. It's still early. Their division is not out of reach. What are they? They're 2-3 or 3-2.
The Commanders are 3-2.
So you're again right on the Eagles' ass like you were last year. And I still don't believe in the Bears. I didn't like how they looked last week against the Raiders. They barely squeaked. Geno Smith had to be the asses of ass for them to have a chance to win that game, bro. And the only game they've looked like a competent offense was against the Cowboys, who we know their defense is not great. They just gave up 40 to the Packers. They gave up damn near 30 to the Jets. Granted, it was garbage time. But yeah, I don't trust the Bears yet. And I think Ben Johnson still got some room to grow as a coach. You're not the OC anymore. You are a head coach, and Bears are still dealing with injuries. Like I don't think Jalen Johnson is healthy yet. So yeah, they just got a lot to prove. Like it's a kind of like I don't believe it till I see it kind of thing.
Yeah. And so yeah, that is our week 6 picks. Next week we will tally it all up, see who did better, see what our weekly records end up being. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Run It Up podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Run It Up Pod everywhere that podcasts are found. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter at Run It Up Pod. Everything will be in the description down below. You can find me on Twitter at Najee_, Jalaal at JSandy45_. I hope you guys have a litty day, a litty night, a litty life. And just like we do on every episode of this podcast, make sure y'all go run it up.